The mansion was silent except for the steady ticking of the golden clock in the living room. Outside, the world sparkled under the morning sun, but inside, darkness filled every corner. Mr. Richard Blake, a billionaire known for his empire and arrogance, sat on the floor, clutching his son's tiny shoes in trembling hands. His 6-year-old boy, Ethan, lay in the hospital room upstairs, barely breathing. The doctors had given him only 1 hour to live. Every specialist, every expensive treatment had failed. Richard had spent millions, but money could not buy the one thing he needed most: time. Ethan's rare heart condition had reached its final stage. The only available donor heart was miles away, and the storm had grounded all flights. Richard, once the most powerful man in the city, was now helpless. Downstairs, Maria, the family maid, stood in the hallway, tears rolling down her face. She had been working for the Blakes for 5 years, quietly cleaning rooms, serving meals, and watching little Ethan grow. She loved that boy like her own. When she overheard the doctor say Ethan would not survive the hour, her heart shattered. Richard had shouted at her earlier, blaming her for not calling the driver fast enough, for not finding the doctor in time. But Maria didn't care. She could see beyond his anger. She saw a father breaking apart. Ethan's weak voice called out, "Papa." Richard rushed to his bedside. The boy's lips trembled. "Don't cry, Papa. I'm not scared. I'll go to Mommy." His mother had passed away years ago. Richard could barely breathe. "No, Ethan. Please, stay with me. I'll fix this. I promise." But promises meant nothing now. As the doctors prepared for the inevitable, Maria stepped outside into the storm. She remembered something: her own son, Daniel, who had died 2 years ago because she couldn't afford treatment. His heart had been strong. She had kept his medical records in her old bag. Suddenly, an impossible thought flashed through her mind. What if there was a way? She ran to her small quarters, flipping through her old papers. Tears blurred her sight, but she found it: Daniel's donor registration card. She had once filled it, hoping that his heart could help another child. But because of bureaucracy and her poverty, no one ever came for it. Daniel's heart had never been used. She didn't know if anything could be done now, but she had to try. Maria rushed back inside, soaking wet, clutching the papers. Sir, I think there's a chance." Richard turned, his eyes hollow. "What chance?" "My son's dying." She fell to her knees, holding up the card. "My son. Daniel. He was healthy when he died. His heart is still preserved at the community hospital. I signed the donation papers. They never used it. It could match Ethan's type." For a moment, Richard froze. It sounded insane, but when Dr. Miles checked the record, his eyes widened. "It's possible," he whispered. "The heart type matches. But it's 40 minutes away, in the old district hospital." "Then get it," Richard shouted. "Drive there now." The ambulance couldn't move. The storm had flooded the roads. Time was running out. Maria looked out the window at the heavy rain and said quietly, "I'll go." Before anyone could stop her, she grabbed her raincoat and keys to the old Jeep. Richard shouted after her, "Maria, no. It's too dangerous." But she was already gone, speeding into the storm. Wind and rain slammed against her windshield. Trees fell, roads vanished underwater, but she didn't stop. She prayed aloud, "God, help me, not for me, but for him." Her Jeep hit a fallen branch and skidded off the road, but she climbed out and kept running on foot. Her legs burned, her heart pounded, but she didn't give up. Back at the mansion, Ethan's heart monitor slowed. The doctor said quietly, "He has 10 minutes. Richard stood frozen, whispering, "Please, God, please." At the hospital, Maria burst through the emergency doors, shouting for help. The old nurse recognized her and led her to the storage room. There it was, a small container marked Daniel M. Tears filled Maria's eyes. "My boy, help another child now." She handed it to the nurse and begged, "Call them now. Tell them I'm coming back." The storm had calmed just enough for a rescue chopper to lift off. When the helicopter landed near the mansion, Richard was waiting. He saw Maria step out, drenched and trembling, holding the precious box. The doctor took it and rushed upstairs. Richard looked at Maria, speechless. For the first time, the proud billionaire bowed his head. "You saved my son," he whispered. No, sir, she said softly, my son saved yours. Hours later, Ethan opened his eyes. The surgery had worked. The boy smiled weakly at his father, and Richard broke down in tears. He turned to Maria, who stood silently by the door. I can never repay you, he said. You already have, she replied. You gave my son a purpose again. From that day, Richard treated her not as a maid but as family. He built a children's hospital in Daniel's name, free for the poor. And every year on that same rainy day, he would visit Maria's son's grave with Ethan and say, "Thank you, little hero, forget to like, share, and subscribe for more."